to the world. Subscribe now to the Hot 97 YouTube channel. It's Ebro in the Morning with Laura Stiles and Rosenberg.
Ladies and gentlemen, Teyana Taylor, the album is available on Apple Music. You got on Ebro in the Morning, Laura Stiles, Rosenberg. Teyana back. Teyana back.
It's an album.
She not playing. Came back quick too. Now, Laura, earlier this morning we was just talking about, what'd you say about that last album?
What did I say? Oh, that your last album was our favorite, my personal favorite, but I believe it's all of our favorites out of that entire rollout that came out.
Yeah, man, we loved it, man.
Thank you so much.
Now, but you call this the album, I feel like, for a reason, because when I look at like the track list and the features and like, does this feel to you like it's the album that you've been supposed to do?
Yeah, I feel like it's the album that I was supposed to do. I feel like it's the album that everybody wanted. I just know nobody better not complain about it being too many songs. Everybody has to
after how mad they were, it was too short.
Okay, so I done tripled up on y'all asses. And, you know what I'm saying? So now y'all got more than enough songs.
Now, T, you got some amazing features on this album. How much was holdover from the last project into this one, and how much was done specifically for this moment? And talk to us how all of these songs fit together.
I think it was a good amount of records that kind of spilled over into this album, but like at least 80% of the album was just new stuff that I like started working on right after the other album dropped.
Right.
And I immediately like got in the studio. So some of the songs are like, you know, it's been a long time coming, but they were, you know, ready for this album. And I mean, everything just worked, especially because, you know, the way that I sequenced everything is in 5 different sections.
Right.
Which is 5 different studio rooms, I call them. And the studio rooms spell out album, so it's ALBUM. And each studio room pretty much has a different emotion. So everything kind of just worked out really, really well.
You just dropped a video, Wake Up Love with Iman, where we all learned that you are pregnant again.
Yes.
And thank you for waking up so early and talking to us about this project. I want to play the record too.
Okay.
But, you know, this first, as you call it, studio room, you got Baby Junie singing on track 2 with the Rick Ross record. You got Erykah Badu on track 4, which you don't get, people just don't get Erykah Badu features.
Exactly.
How did that come together?
Oh my God, it's crazy. I remember when I first heard, my ear is something though, because I remember when I first heard the beat, I was like, it's something sound familiar in this beat. And it was something extremely small. Like even when I called the producer, he was like, oh no, that's not even what I was going for. I was like, well, that's what we're gonna go for, because that shit sounds crazy. And it just kept popping up in my head. And the moment I heard the beat, I was like, yeah, this is it. So I recorded the song because I wrote it in about 30 minutes. Like it's probably one of the quickest songs that I've ever written, because I was just feeling it. And Next Lifetime is one of my favorite songs. So it was something so small in it that reminded me of it that probably really wasn't even his intention. And I remember just telling everybody like, yo, I really, really want to get Erykah on this song. I really want to get Erykah on this song. So I seen that she followed me. She tweeted about my last album when KTSE came out. So I was inching my way in. I'm like, okay, cool.
Find an opening. I need an opening.
You know what I'm saying? She tweeted about the album. Then I seen she was following me. Then she reposted some like artwork that I was in with her. And then the next thing, and she left a comment up under a picture of like me, Junie, and Iman. I said,
Let's go. Let's go.
She hit me with the love, y'all. I said, all right, babe, I'm in
well,
there.
guess what? Here we go.
You love me with the love, y'all. I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm in there. I'm in there, you know. But it took me like 2 months to ask, and I was just like, you know, and I was prepared for her to say no. I mean, it's Erykah Badu, you know what I'm saying? But as you can see, with my choice of features, with everything that I do, even with Gonna Love Me and different things like that, like I'll go out on the limb and I'll reach out to.
Well, let's talk about that for a second, Teyana. Let's take a minute. Did I read correctly that you have Erykah Badu, Missy Elliott, and Lauryn Hill on your album?
Yeah.
I mean, are you even aware of the level of black woman magic that this album is? Like, this needs to be celebrated.
You know, and y'all know I'm not a cocky person, but I ain't gonna front. I was very, very proud of myself because this wasn't something. I mean, I really was, because it really showed me that my hard work, wasn't going unnoticed. Because, like you said, these are not easy people to get on the track. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Having Missy and Timbaland on the same track. You know what I'm saying? And having Erykah. And then the thing about it is, people really in their bag. Like, it's not even like here's the you asked me to be on this song verse. This is the, like, I want to be here. I'm about to body this shit.
Right.
You know
Right.
Well, tell us a little bit about the Missy Elliott record.
Oh my God. So
Boom
with
like
Booming
a
Out-
808. Hey. Circle like a fig. Yo, they sample that
You woke her
old
up.
school joint, yo.
The black joint?
Yeah.
that was super dope, because when I first did Boomin', that song is super, super old. Me and Camper actually co-produced the record as well. And at first it was just, keys or whatever. And I had did one big love song. So it was like a big ass compilation, really, all in one record. And I created all the classic 90s songs into one love story. And the shit sounded so crazy, but I was like, yo, we can't put this on the album. Like, it would have to be something we just, throw out, because it was a creative idea. But it was just like, trying to put something like that on the album, that would be the whole album. You know what I'm saying? Like, all them clearances and shit, that song still wouldn't be cleared. So I wound up going into the studio with Timbaland. And when we got in, I was telling him about the song. I played the record. He gave me the stink face. When he gave me the stink face, I was like, okay, yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
Went in there and he turned that beat into a whole another beat. And then he gave me his classic beatbox. Like, so that was already crazy. So you already on my next move was like, definitely. And I had worked with Missy, because I had did a couple of her videos from her new album. So, that was another thing I inched my way into. Like,
Right. Slow
and
build.
my opening, my nail salon opening in Harlem, when I honored her. So it was just like, I built my way in. I worked my way in, and I called her and told her I needed help writing the song, and she got in with me like as soon as possible and just bodied that shit.
So, Teyana, for the audience, look, you're a New York native. You're from Harlem. It's, first of all, it's Juneteenth. You coming back around. You know what Juneteenth always was in Harlem. It was always a celebration. But I think a celebration of you as a black entrepreneur and a black creative. You just brought up your nail salon in Harlem. I don't think everybody really understands, outside of your albums, how much work you're doing with choreography, video production, and just being in a support for a lot of other people. I don't know how much you're willing to divulge right now, but I would love to hear about some of the things that you've done that we may not know about.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, even with the amount of videos that I've done, which I'm currently nominated for Director of the Year for the BET Awards.
Don't try to slide
Okay,
that in. Don't try
okay.
Don't try to, you know what I mean? Humble brag.
I mean, I'm excited about it, because I feel like, sometime as a female, when people hear that you do it all, and then they name everything that you do, and they'll forget it, and it's like, yo, this director shit ain't just something that I do for fun. This is something that I really do, and my directing is really the reason why, people kind of waking up, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm realizing that I'm more of a visual artist than anything, and people want to see me. They want to see and hear me, and I guess I'm not an artist that people just want to like hear and not see the vision to, So I take that very serious, and I'm a natural helper. I've always been that way, from choreographing for people, styling people, creative directing for people. So it's like directing was big for me, because I know how it feel to not really like, coming up, to not really have that support and that person that understand you and could help you get your vision out. So I wanted to be that person for other young artists, other artists just in general, and then as far as like the nail salon and everything that I do in my community, I just love to create opportunity. I think it's so important to create opportunity for our youth and, for our community. And even with the nail salon, I'm already, looking into ways to figure out how I could, move the salon to a place that I actually own, and really put real money into our businesses instead of just, you know,
Renting
leasing
a space, or leasing a space,
You know
right?
what I'm saying? So it's like I'm already on to the next. I have my own all-female production company called the 90's Production. So I'm thinking about building a production house soon. So as soon as I drop the baby, everything's already, drawn out and I'm just ready to roll.
Try, man.
Yo, when's that new baby drop?
Yeah, yo, it's dropping it like an album.
Yeah,
Got
when's
the
coming
album
in
and the
October.
baby.
Coming in
Yeah.
October is lit.
You drop it again.
And, dropping again. And then, it's just no stopping. And it's just like, honestly, Junie has already been an amazing motivation, and it's crazy when you have one, but it's even crazier when you have two, and every kid, you just get more and more motivated.
I want to play the Booming record, and I want to play the We Got Love. That's the one with Lauryn on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's play both of those. You got Teyana Taylor, the album. Make sure you go stream that joint right now. Go get it. On, me, I promote Apple Music, so, I don't know what y'all using, but that's what's getting promoted today. Teyana Taylor's here, the album. Teyana, we didn't play the Ross joint, which is, I think, now, the opening of the album has a moment that you had told me was on TMZ. I didn't know it made it to TMZ, but I could relate because that's how my daughter was born, me and her mom in the bathroom on the 911 call. What made you
so
put
you
that?
Can literally see all that shit going down.
I know exactly how the whole thing happened. I lived it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All the way up to the 911 dude being on the speakerphone trying to tell me, hey, I can't hear you. Can you pick up the phone? And I'm like, I can't pick up a phone right now, son.
And I'm telling you, when I at first, I was so mad because I think I was still, in postpartum. I was like one day postpartum and the phone call was already all over the internet, and at that time I was so angry because I'm like, yo, like, y'all don't even give niggas a week. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? Like I wasn't happy about it at all. And I think once I reset myself and calmed myself down and was actually situated and heard the call, I realized it was a blessing because that was something that you can't make up. But it was also something that wasn't believable neither.
Right.
Like I wrote that caption, like people was really like making it seem like we were just being extra because we wanted our story to sound different or, da-da-da-da. You already know how social media is, So it was like when that phone call came out, like, oh, niggas was like, oh, this really went down. Like this really went down in the bathroom. Like every single word she said wasn't a lie, And it was just like, yo, this is. And when I heard it, I was like, I need to put like a beat behind it. So like, I'm like, this shit just sounds crazy. So we created an intro, and I just knew that was gonna open up my album. Like I had that all the way back since I was working on KTSE.
Well, let's run it.
Worked out perfectly this time.
Yeah.
With being able to be on the very next track. She'd be the first voice you hear when the album starts.
Let's play that though. With Rick Ross, Baby Junie getting publishing in checks already.
You feel me?
Teyana Taylor, the album. Go ahead, Rosenberg.
Was it nice? How do I say this in the nicest way possible? To do this album on your own timeline and not have to deal with anyone else's plans for rollout and release, but make this a Teyana effort.
Okay. What's the question?
So was it nice? Was it nice getting to make all the decisions on this on your own?
Oh yeah. I mean, you'll see me under there as executive producer. Like I had a lot in here. I mean, we were going through a pandemic at the time when I was like really, really locked in, like to the point where I built a studio in my office, and I kind of just like locked in by myself and really like zoned out and just sat and created. You know what I'm saying? That's what I needed to do. I have certain songs where it's like the moment I hear the beat, I already know who I want on it. And then I have a lot more songs where let me just get my shit done first and then see how I feel. I've never put a feature on a song just for the hell of it. It's always been what felt right to me or who I felt like I wanted to hear on it. And I am that kind of person that like, even with Lauryn, I don't necessarily need a verse. Right. I just need words of encouragement because that's what inspires me. You know, she has a lot of moments where she's just talking and she's always just saying some real shit. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted that, but I wanted a custom one. I wanted one that was for me, that was specially made for me, you know, and I earned that, you know. So um, this whole process has been, you know, really amazing, and I feel like I did my part.
That's
Part of
fire.
you, part of you about being an entrepreneur. I saw a lot of the girls in my circle were very excited about your 90s inspired Mac collection that's coming out.
Oh yeah.
That's so dope.
Thank you, thank you. I thought it was important, you know, because
Wait, what does that mean?
Mac
90s inspired.
Cosmetics.
But what does it mean? 90s inspired. What you bringing back? Like what?
just bring it back the, you know, the actual colors that Black girls can wear. Like I literally customize these colors because, you know, like I'm a Black woman, you know, and I have a lot of Black women around me that, you know, when we're playing in makeup, it's always something. Like even my mom, like it'll be like, ooh, this color look crazy on me. I don't know about this color. Or you see a dope ass nude and it then it's not really, it don't look as good on my skin, you know,
Right.
or on my mom's skin or on my homegirl's skin. And I was just like, yo, I can't wait till, you know, one day I do a matte collection. These nudes gotta, you know, gotta be right. Just in makeup, period. Like these nudes gotta be right. I need to be able, I have big lips. I need to be able to wear lip gloss without necessarily having to wear liner and, you know, and just mixing and all this other stuff. So,
God. Yeah, because my girl and her friends was talking the other night about like a black girl. There's a certain burgundy that Black girls like, a certain lip liner or
Yeah,
something.
you know, like if you notice, we love red, but we don't do that red that's super like orangey and bright because that can get very, very crazy. You know, so you got to find that balance. And that picture that I put out, that red that I'm wearing,
Right.
is my red.
Got
You
it.
know, so like you can build or you can, you know, wear it alone. My nudes are amazing. So I have a lighter nude and then I have a darker nude. And then I have a light nude, a lighter nude lipstick and and a lighter nude lip gloss. So it's like all the perfect nudes that will look perfect on any skin tone, most importantly, Black women. And you know, back then they loved a good lip liner. So I felt like lip liner was important. Like my first matte collection, I wanted to work on lip liners, lip
Right,
glosses,
right,
and
right.
stuff that was like multifaceted. So, you know, back then the girls loved a good mold. You know, like, you know, you could put you on a little mold, you know. So that's what I mean by
It's just
like,
a really
you
beautiful, fun
know,
collection.
90s inspired
Got
because
it.
back
All
then
right.
all the power was in the lips. You didn't need much makeup. You know, like really the standard back then of beauty and the standard now of beauty is like if you don't walk out the house, like I'm not on this call right now with a whole beat face. It's like, ugh. You know what I'm saying? Where back in the 90s, you really just threw on a lip gloss, a lip liner, and you was really good to go.
Well,
You know,
now,
and
yeah, because now everything you got a selfie that you may have to take, so you got to be camera ready all the time. You might have to jump on a
yeah, and
FaceTime.
that's not who I swear to God. Sometimes I'll be like, yo, I wish I was like 45 right now. Like I wanted to be in the mix then. So I don't understand why everybody always get mad. Like, oh, she's stuck because I don't want to be here right now. Too much going on. You know, y'all require too much. You know, I feel like I'd be way more appreciated back then. You know, if I was in my 20s back then. You know, it's just like I appreciate that culture because less was more and less was more powerful. And I think it was always more in the lips than it was rather a whole face.
Well, do you think that's because the Instagram culture, when people started trying to post these perfect fucking photos all the time, now it spread to everything, and it's like you have to like be completely beat all the time because this standard has been set on Instagram of looking flawless?
I mean, I think that first of all, I think you know even back in the 90s, and honestly for the last well more than 400 years, the standard has always been something different. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
I just think now the Instagram culture and now that there's a platform for people to leave their opinions has formed a whole different type of standard of beauty. And it's like if you don't all look the same or if you're not a certain complexion, then you're just not really the dope. And I'm not really fucking with that.
Look,
You
Teyana
know,
Taylor got the album. The album cover got a Grace Jones super fantastic black woman vibe on it. Perfect release for Juneteenth too. Like we said, and then the samples on the album, you got Lifetime, the Badu joint. Y'all sample Let's Chill on Let's Build with Quavo, the Missy Elliott Future record. So there's a lot of things in here. And then all the music videos that are out right now too. So a lot of great content from Teyana Taylor today. Make sure you go pick that up. The album. And salute to you, young lady. It's great seeing you, and congratulations on the new baby,
Teyana.
too.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. And
Congrats.
thank you for always supporting me. I appreciate you.
Of course, man. And send our love to Iman and the whole team, too.
I will. They knocked out. They getting their beauty rest right now.
Well, this song Iman got a song called Wake Up Love, and so he need to get his ass out the bed.
Wake
his
up.
ass up.
That's
Wake-
how I be looking when I'm jealous. I want to play that song out real loud and just put the radio to his ear.
Wake up. All right, Teyana, love you, kid.
All right, love you more. Thank you, guys.
All right,
Peace,
take
yo.
care. Y'all go get that. The album, Teyana Taylor. Yes.
Thank you.